people don't regret what they didn't do, they regret what they did. No. Yo, let me cook here, right? Hello guys, my name is Muhammad Abdullahi. I'm a D1 runner at DePaul University, and you guys may know me as the day in the life of a D1 runner guy, especially in Ramadan. As you can see here, I put this story and I asked people to do this Q&A questions, and now I'm answering your guys' questions. I'm gonna see how these questions go, and it's gonna be really nice. The first question says, what's the hardest track workout you've ever done? 4 mile fartlek type of style workout. In between those 440, I was running 75 in the beginning and then cutting all the way down. I think if I did the workout now, it would be a lot easier. So the second question is, what motivates you? Is the fear of not achieving my goals and being a normal person and just having a normal life. I think that's what motivates me all the time, and just seeing the future kind of, and just looking at it and saying like, damn, I don't want to be like that, you know? So I think that's what motivates me the most. Third question says, what helps you keep going despite the doubt? The thing that keeps me moving without doubt is regret. I don't want to live a life with regret, because people don't regret what they didn't do, they regret what they did. No. Yo, let me cook here, right? Yeah, people don't regret what they did. People regret what they didn't do. So that's a quote right there. I don't know who said it, but that's a quote. It's a bar right there. The next question says, what's it like having a roommate? It's ironic because this is my own roommate saying this. But yeah, I think having a roommate is very nice, and it can be good and bad at the same time. You just gotta have good communication, talk to your roommates and tell them, okay, this is what I expect out of you and this is what you should expect out of me. So you can just have this good communication. But I think like if you're a good person and you do your stuff and they do their stuff, I think having a roommate is a blessing really, because you guys can use each other like very well. So pause. The next question asks, what was the biggest adjustment you had to learn from high school to college? Is the illusion of time. Like you think you have all this time because in high school you have a set of time where you go to school. Say for example it's 8 to 3, and now in college everybody has different schedules, so it depends on you to get your stuff done and manage your time. So I think time management, and that's the hardest thing that I had to adjust. And once I did that, like now I can do content creation, school, running, and do all of this stuff and exceeding in all of those stuff. So I think that's the hardest thing that I had to learn. The next question says, what initially got you to start posting on Instagram? I think the thing that made me post on Instagram first, instead of all these other social apps, was because I started around January, and that's when the ban of TikTok was happening. So I just said, let me just start on Instagram, because Instagram is more harder to get followers, and just like getting good at Instagram Reels is kind of difficult. So I think that's why I started on that, and then later on I can switch to other platforms like YouTube and TikTok and all that, and kind of cross promote all my followers. So the next question says, what's your favorite running memory? I think my favorite running memory was 2023. Our team was in regionals, and we were slated not to go to sectionals. And I remember going to that meet, and like I ran fast, the whole team ran fast, and just seeing my teammates like with all the hard work and upset of races that like didn't go well for them, and then like everybody just had that day, like everybody did what they were supposed to do, and we had that day, and it was amazing. So I was really proud of the team. And heading to sectionals, we didn't make it to state, but you know, like leaving that memory with all the people that I worked hard with, like Jose, Hersi, Yaqub, that was a freshman, Jesus, who's now in Michigan. So that was a really amazing feeling. So the next question asks, what was your junior 800 time in high school? My junior 800 time in high school was 1:57. I ended up running 1:57 in my senior year of high school, because I didn't get into good 800 meter races. But I think if I did run, I would say 1:53 my senior year, but you know, yeah, 1:57 my junior year. The next question says, who or what is your biggest inspiration? I think my biggest inspiration is my parents, because like they work so hard. They work like really hard just to like like make our lives more easier. Like, always annoying me, like telling me like, yo, like don't waste your time, or don't do this, don't do that. And at the moment, like I'll be looking at them like, oh, leave me alone, let me just use my phone. At the same time, like now that I got older and got more mature, like I have to thank them because they always push me every single day to become the person that I am right now. So that is those are my biggest inspirations. So the next question asks, if you were a track athlete, what other sport would you have pursued? I think football. People call it here soccer, but football. The next question asks, what's your goal after college? Are you trying to get into the Olympics one day? Yeah, of course. Everybody would say getting into the Olympics. Thank you so much for asking me that. I think, yeah, getting to the Olympics is one of my dreams. Me and my dad always talk about that, and I think just achieving that would be such a feat that I would be happy about. So yeah, that's the goal. Olympics one day and try to get a medal there. So the next question asks, journey from starting to run to now university uni D1. So the journey is, I started my sophomore year of high school, and my cross country season wasn't that greatest because I didn't have the right training. So I started locking in my track season, and I ended up with a 4:33 1600, a 2 mile of 10:05, and a 2:03 800. Then we went to my junior year of high school where I ran a 15:24 3 mile, and a 9:26 2 mile, and a 4:20 1 mile. So that was a really solid season. Some college coaches were hitting me up and did some visits in the summer, and that was really nice. And then after that, my senior year of high school, I ran a 14:48 3 mile, a 9:15 2 mile, and a 4:13 1600. So that's when a lot of college coaches were hitting me up, and that's when I ended up choosing DePaul. And yeah, I think that's the answer that I think that you were looking for. But yeah, I started my sophomore year and then had an amazing coach who always he babied me a little bit, but at the same time, you know, he cared about me. So now I'm here at DePaul University, and I chose the school because I knew that they were going to take care of me, and the next 3 years are going to be a ball, so it's going to be nice. The next question asks, what has made you love running? Have you had any trouble sticking with it? The thing that made me love running are my teammates, because once you have good teammates that push you every day, like you will never like have a problem sticking like with the love of the sport. I would lie to you if I said there's problems like sticking with that, you know, like that love of the sport, right? It's always going to be something, but it's just like how fast can you come back and realize that like you love the sport. My first quarter of college, I did not love the sport of running. Let's be honest, I did not, because I didn't love my teammates. I didn't love running whatsoever, and it was really hard. But at the same time, that like I had to like sit back and like reflect of how hard I worked to get to this position, and that's when I started taking running seriously, and that's when I started making videos so I can show people how like actually the day in the life of a D1 runner is. So yeah, it's hard, but you know, you gotta deal with it sometimes. How do you not get injured? Yeah, how do you not get injured? That's a good question. You just gotta take care of your warm up, get a good warm up in so you don't get injured, right? And take care of your post run. So do a lot of recovery. Take your easy days easy, and take your hard days hard. So like you gotta know those two. That's as simple as I can make it be. The next question asks, how many miles do you typically run in a week? I run 70 to 75 miles since I've been in college. So yeah. Next question is, how do you mentally prepare for hard races or just races in general? The race is the fun part. This is where you are leading up to, right? So just like you gotta have that switch of mindset where you're like, oh, I'm so nervous to run a race. Like no, like I put the work in, and I know how capable of how fast I can run, and I'm gonna run my race. So yeah. Next question asks, was there a time where you genuinely were thinking about quitting track? If so, why? I think the time that I was genuinely thinking about quitting track was my sophomore year of high school. There's a lot of whispers were like, oh, like you gotta quit track, you know, not gonna do anything for you, just do like focus on your academics, right? And I was thinking like is this really for me? And then I remember my friend Hesse told me like, yo, just give it one more chance, and like, you got it, right? And I remember just sticking with it, and now I'm here, man. So I think that's the only time I've ever thought about quitting. Other than that, there's always times where you're like, damn, it's hard. But, yeah, I'm never gonna leave the sport until until it leaves me, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be nice. Next question is, do you take a rest day or change it to recovery like swimming or cycling? I do not take rest days unless if coach tells me to take a rest day. So after workout days, I make the next day a cross training day, so I can like get my body recovered as fast as possible. And yeah, the next question asks, could I go 240 in the 1,000 meters with a base of sub 25K? That's an interesting question, but I think you can. I don't think a sub 25K is going to determine if you can run 240. It just depends on how fast you can run a mile or 800. Next question asks, how long do you plan on keep running? I'm a runner too and love your work. Thank you so much for telling me that you love my work. I plan on to keep running until I lose the love of the sport. And once I do, then I'm just gonna call it quits and go to the next chapter and focus on the next part of my life. So next question asks, when did you start running? And do you think I can get to a level like yours if I started later? I think, yeah, you could definitely, if you work hard and are determined, like you can get to anywhere you want to be, right? I started my sophomore year and I was determined as soon as I started, right? There was some times where I felt like quitting, but at the same time I was very, very hard working. You could ask anybody that I went to high school with. I was very determined, and now I'm here because of all the hard work that I done. So yeah, you could definitely do it for sure. Next question asks, how much time does it take to edit your clips? It takes me about 30 to 45 minutes, depends on the video, but day in the life of video takes around 35 minutes. The voiceover takes around 10 minutes, and the rest of the text captions are easy to do. But I think the voiceover is the most crucial part because it kind of has the tone of the video. Next question asks, do you take inspiration to other Somali runners like Sir Mo Farah? Of course, like I used to watch a lot of Mo Farah races just to see how fast he kicks and just take inspiration to that. A lot of other Somali runners that I take inspiration are Abdihamid Noor, Abdi Nigay, Muhammad Ahmed, Abdi Nigay. Oh, I already said Abdi Nigay twice. Damn. But yeah, there's a lot of Somali runners that I take inspiration to, and I think that's really nice. Next question asks, why did you start YouTube? Why did I start YouTube? It's the best app here. I think why I started YouTube was just to get the behind the scenes so I can show how my life really is. I think Instagram and TikTok, you kind of just see short content where it's just like straight pop, 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 pop. And it like what you see on Instagram is my true life, but at the same time is YouTube is like more behind the scenes, so you can kind of get to know me even more. Next question asks, what's your favorite electrolytes? I think my favorite electrolytes are the Propel. Propel is really nice, and Liquid IV too. Next question asks, average time running in high school. I don't know how to answer this. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that. Next question is, what are some challenges you faced in college and what are some resources available? I think the hardest challenge that I had as soon as I came into college was not asking for help and telling people that I need help or with my assignment or anything else, right? I think coming from high school where like, they tell you like, do you need help? Do you need help? Do you need this? Do you need that? And I think I was kind of babysitted as I was in high school, but at the same time I felt like I was independent in high school. But as I came into college, I didn't want to ask for help, and I thought I could do everything for myself. So there's a lot of resources in college. Like there's a lot of tutoring for me, especially this athletic advisor. There's athletic trainers. There's a lot of people that could take care of you. You just gotta ask and be kind. Really, I think I've always been kind, but at the same time, just being kind can take you a long way because it does not cost money. All it costs is your attitude and being kind. So next question asks, what's one thing that you're most proud of? Also love watching your IG videos. Thank you so much for telling me that and asking me this question. The one thing that I'm most proud of is my consistency. I think when I set my mind to something and I tell myself that I'm gonna do something, I take it all the way, because I don't start a project until I know I can finish it. The next question is, when did you start running, and how/who encouraged you to? I think the person that takes the credit is Hirsi, my best friend from high school. He's the one that encouraged me to run cross country, even though I didn't even know what the sport was. And he helped me through a lot of workouts until I got faster than him, of course. But yeah, that's a person that encouraged me a lot, especially even my coach too. He encouraged me a lot, but Hirsi was one of the persons that helped me. If it wasn't for him, I would have quit sport running. So the next question is, what started your love for running? I think the thing that started my love for running was being competitive and just, showcasing my talent and just like it's running, really. I think I never thought I would love running, but like now I'm here just loving running. So I think that's what made me love running. Who is the coolest person you know? And you better say me. Yeah, it is you, Deborah. Thank you so much for asking that question. Next question is, do you see yourself applying for the Olympics? If so, which country will you represent? I see myself, yeah, for sure. If I have the chance to go to the Olympics, I'm definitely going. Who will say no to that? But the country that I'm going to be choosing is it's not controversial, but I'm choosing Somalia. But it depends on the circumstance if I'm going to choose America or Somalia. So yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for asking me these questions. Let me know what other video topics or ideas that you guys have. Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.